This week on Stu Peters Premium, former Space Force officer Matthew Lohmeyer joins Stu to answer the question, is the Earth flat?
These are good questions, and I'm actually happy to talk about this as much as I am Marxism in the military, but I think every person has different views on this, that much of what is written in the Bible should be taken quite literally, and there are some things that are allegorical or symbolic, and some things are both. And so I suppose it's every person's obligation to go through and figure that kind of thing out.
But I mean, we're told
that there's a great deal of symbol in the Genesis story. What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. Genesis chapter 1, verse 6 to 7.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of light. Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for he commanded, and they were created. Psalms 148, verses 3 to 4.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Exodus chapter 20, verse 4.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Psalms 24, verses 1 to 2.
What are we told explicitly?
That there's water above and below the firmament.
Yes, we are.
So are we supposed to just assume that that's just should be interpreted some way other than there is water above and below the firmament?
I think one can take that quite literally, but the way in which you model it or understand it can differ.
So, okay, let's do this, because I just have a couple of specific questions for you. So I'm on an aircraft, right? And I travel a lot. I'm at, we establish a cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, depending on where the chop is and all of this. The pilot deals with ATC to figure all that out, where the most comfortable ride will be. We're told that the Earth is rotating at 1,080 miles per hour or something like that.
At the equator, that's roughly true.
And I'm traveling at roughly ground speed 550 miles per hour in an aircraft at cruising altitudes. I don't ever have to change altitudes to go along with this supposed curvature of this spherical Earth, number one. And number two, and so I would think that you would have to do that because there's this.
The late great Protestant reformer Martin Luther states, we Christians must be different from the philosophers, i.e. scientists, in the way we think about the causes of these things. And if some are beyond our comprehension, like those before us concerning the waters above the heavens, we must believe them and admit our lack of knowledge, rather than either wickedly deny them or presumptuously interpret them in conformity with our own understanding.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Okay, you guys remember how I showed you the maps that were here on Earth before 1958, before the governments took them out? Now I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're going to flip to the Antarctica, which, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there. Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Take a really, really close look at that. Now I'm going to zoom it in for you. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of what a flat earth map would look like. Now, this is what a latitude 80 degrees south would look like on a flat earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. Now, if you go back out into the center of the earth, or up the North Pole, and try to go up to the firmament with a little bit of calculation, it's going to show that it's about 385,500 feet away. It's really, really simple, folks. Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this, you could say, well, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at a certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica, and NASA came in and erased everything, just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased?
Everyone,
and
thanks for watching.
Out of your
God
history
bless.
books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.